Hi everyone, happy Monday and welcome back to another Mindset Monday tip for your week. I am really excited to chat with you about today's tip because I think it's going to be particularly impactful for those of you who get caught up in sort of the everyday life stuff that feels like it's not working out. Also, the big stuff that feels like it's not working out, right? When it comes to mindset, one of the things that I find to be a common theme is we get challenged when it feels like or looks like the things that we want desperately are not happening, or we feel like this situation has been the same over and over and over again, and we get caught up in a cycle that we seemingly can't get out of. And so the thing that tends to happen, and what I hear often from clients, is when we're in that space, I hear from clients that they're waiting. Like, if only this thing would change, then I could have some relief and I would feel better. If only I could, get that job, or if only my partner would do this, that, or the other, then I could feel better. And the challenge with that is we allow our joy, our happiness, our peace, our alignment to be conditional, right? We are not in control of that. If we're waiting for something to happen around us before we allow ourselves to be happier, we allow ourselves to feel better, then we're not in control at all. We're just sitting around kind of flying through the wind with whatever the way the wind blows. Like, we're not in control of how we think. We're not in control of how we feel. We're not in control of our energy or anything else that helps us create in this life. So what do? Right? It's easy to feel good when things are going well. I don't think I need to even tell you that. You know that. When things are going well, it's easy. When you wake up, you feel great. You have all the energy in the world. You get a bonus at work, whatever the situation. It's easy to feel good when things are going well. But what do we do when things feel like they aren't? How do you condition yourself to tap into that internal sort of space of joy and peace? And that really is the challenge. That is the work. So the thing that I want to encourage you to do is a couple of things. Number one, let's stop being passive. Let's stop waiting for the wind to be a certain way or the world to be a certain way before we decide that we're going to be happy. Let's stop waiting for our partner to pick up his or her clothes or to buy you flowers to decide to be happy, right? And I'm not saying that you have to stay in a relationship or in a job you don't like or anything like that, but I am saying don't let your joy be conditional. Don't let your joy and your peace and your alignment be based on these external people, places, and things that you really have no control over. So how does that work? How do we change that? Well, it's twofold. The first part of this is to decide that we're going to find our well of joy, right? Our inner peace. We're going to find and do the things that bring us joy. Sometimes that means getting off of whatever topic that is not making us happy. Sometimes that means thinking about something else. Sometimes it means making a love list or gratitude or taking a break, right? Sometimes that's the simple fix. But what about the other moments? What about when it feels really hard and we don't know what to do? That's where the work really gets sort of into the nitty-gritty stuff. That's where we have to really ask ourselves, what would help me feel better about this? What would help me feel better in this moment? And I'm going to tell you that it's a very simple question. It's not always an easy question, right? The simple question is, what could I do? What do I have control over that would help me feel better? Sometimes that means crying. Sometimes that means journaling it out. EFT tapping is really helpful. Sometimes it's working out sort of a scenario in your mind that helps you feel better about it. Sometimes it's looking for another job or having a conversation with someone, working with a coach, reaching out for help. There's lots of things it could be. But what it is for you is going to be based on you. And it's not going to be the same thing all the time, right? So when we're in those moments where it feels particularly difficult, right? It feels almost impossible to feel better at all, but really to feel better about this thing that's not working out. The thing I want you to ask yourself is, what would help me feel better? And I don't want you to overthink in terms of whatever the response is, because it may very well be like, going outside would make me feel better in this moment. Getting a drink of water, going for a walk, spending time with my dog, right? Those are the simple things that really add up. So when you're in that space where you're waiting, hoping, praying for something external to shift, I want to remind you that you always have control. You have control over the only thing that matters, that actually influences and impacts everything else, and that is how you think and feel. So you can do the mindset work that I talk about all the time, right? Getting out ahead of that energy point, getting out ahead and really pre-paving your mindset and your energy, doing the practices that feel good for you. And in those really challenging moments, ask yourself, what could I do that would help me feel better about this? What can I think that would help me feel better about this? Or what could I focus on? Maybe that's completely different than this thing right here that would help me feel better. That is going to start that positive momentum to help you feel better and better and better. And to be honest, sometimes you get stuck in a rut for so long that you can't see a way out, that you find it difficult to talk your way out of it, right? And those are the moments where reaching out for help and support can be helpful, whether it's a therapist, if that's the kind of work that you might need, or working with a coach, right? That's where my clients really reach out the most, is when they're in that crunchy mindset space where they just can't see the way out and they need someone to kind of shine that flashlight for them so that they can move forward. The thing I want you to remember is that what you think and feel impacts everything. What you think and feel impacts what you do next, how you create, what you experience, and it doesn't matter what is happening right now. There's always an opportunity. There's always something that you can think or do or focus on to help you feel better. I promise that that is true. Okay, and if you have questions about some particular situation that you would like some support with, or you're interested and intrigued about what coaching can do for you, then send me a message and let's chat about it. I do offer free consultations if you're interested in that, just to kind of get a feel for coaching and see if we are a good fit to work together. But whatever you do, remember that you are in charge of how you think and feel. And sometimes it's just one little step, one little thought, one little moment of focus that changes everything, because it all builds upon that. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful for you. Send me any questions that you have. And of course, if you're interested in booking a consultation to chat a bit more about this, send me a message and we'll get you set up. Hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.